Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. Oh my goodness, another beautiful day here in the nation's capital. And it's beautiful here in studio because I am surrounded by some absolutely spectacular art. And we're going to be telling you about a wonderful collective and a great show they have coming up with my first guest. I'm joined by Barbara Szatañski. She's the volunteer coordinator and member at Art in the Neighbourhood Collective of Artists. Welcome, Barbara. Great to have you here.
I'm very pleased to be here.
These are all your own personal pieces, which I just found out, which is absolutely amazing. So not only are you an artist yourself and a jewelry designer, you're obviously a lover of art. Where did art come into your life?
Well, I think as a child, I had two older brothers that motivated me. They were very artistic and I wanted to keep up with them. And then I had a younger sister who actually went to art school, and I thought, I need to do that.
You were almost forced into this, really, right? But I mean, that must have been a lot of fun having, so many family members that were artistic like that.
Yes, and my mother appreciated art as well, and my father was artistic. He was a carpenter, so he built furniture, so it was his art firm. And my mother was a fiber artist when it was not called fiber art. She was a knitter and a crocheter.
Right.
But now we call that fiber art, and it's a booming art right now among the young people.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had artists come on the show, and actually surprisingly, you kind of have this misconception of who would work within that medium.
That's
and
right.
there's a lot more young people.
Yeah.
Tell me about the type of art that you do. What mediums do you work in?
Oh, well, I do. I have some samples here.
Okay.
I do the jewelry. Those are my jewelry pieces. I do photography. And I do the pencil art, colored pencil art. I do graphite art. This is ink. That's my art as well.
Very nice.
Oh, and this mixed media piece here is mine.
This last one over here.
Yeah, the mixed media.
So you dabble in many different things, obviously.
I play. I call it playing.
Do you call it? I call
it playing because it brings me joy. And I only recently decided to show my art because before that I gave it all away.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, my wife is an artist and my daughter is as well, and that's interesting because they sort of feel the same way. And there's pieces that I love that they do, and I go, well, you can't give that away because I want it in my space.
But now it's challenging as well to sell it. You also have to see it leave, right? So
of course.
I'm trying to explore the selling and having it in a new home. And this is only my second year of myself doing it. Okay. But many of my artists in my group are very seasoned.
Tell me about your group. Like, who is the Art in the Neighbourhood?
Art in the Neighbourhood is a collective of. We currently have 31 members. It is a collective of artists that are like-minded. They're crazy passionate about producing art. As a matter of fact, one of our sculptors yesterday was speaking to me. He's like, I don't care about selling. I just want to make.
I love it.
And I said to him, Jerry, it's got to go somewhere, though. We got to get it out of our houses. And that is very much the mentality of many of our artists. It's like they just want to make, but you only have so much wall space. You only have so much storage space. So it needs to get out. So as a small group, we started with 6. We all thought there must be a way to do this, to get it into hands of people who might not necessarily buy art.
Right.
They might not go to Koymans or to the fancy downtown art galleries, but they would buy a piece from a local artist at a venue that's non-threatening and accessible. So that we started with this little group, and we did it in my garden the first year.
Oh, nice.
And we called it Art in the Garden. But then we were limited by the weather, and we said, okay, so we should do this again because we liked it, but we should not count on the weather too much. So I found a local church, and it was a beautiful setting, and there was about 12 of us in that setting.
Right.
And we did that several years in a row. So we did 8 shows in a row before COVID hit. So semi-annual, we did spring and fall.
Okay.
Spring and fall. And then COVID hit.
And like many industry, shut that down. But now you're in a bigger space now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, after what happened was COVID hit, we said, okay, we can't fade off into the sunset. So I taught myself how to create a website. And
good for you.
Yeah, and slogged away at the website building, and so we made sure that all the artists were represented on the website. Then we transitioned to e-commerce, so people can shop on our website. So I taught myself that, and then COVID released, and its hold on us. And then everyone said, well, we don't really want to go inside a building yet because people were nervous.
Okay, yeah.
And the public too, they didn't want to, the public didn't want to come into an enclosed space just yet.
Understandable, for sure.
So our first show, I hunted around, and the Jim Tubman Sens Arena is in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So someone in the Canterbury Community Association approached me at one time, said, well, we really need to make use of that rink when it's not ice. And I said, well, what are you thinking of? And they said, well, you have this art collective. And I said, yes, I do, but what, am I doing all the work? Who's doing all the work? Like, how's it going to go?
Yeah, it is a lot of work.
And then it drifted off. The idea drifted off because COVID hit, right? So then that idea was in the back of my head. So when everybody said, let's do something outside, I didn't want to be totally outside because, oh my God.
Yeah, just in case, again, you'll be back in that weather situation you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, we experienced that once.
You mentioned that word accessibility, Barbara, and I think that's the beauty of what you're doing as a collective, because I think when it comes to original art, people are intimidated that, when they hear that, it's not going to be affordable. That's not the case with the collective.
No, we have pieces under $50. We have pieces 50 at 100. Like, we have small pieces like this is, small pieces like this.
Yeah.
You can find them anywhere in your house to find a location. We have a lot of different things. We have sculptures that are not terribly expensive. We have pottery. Like that box there, I bought that one.
This one?
Feel it, though, Derek, feel it.
Holy cow.
But the smoothness, feel it.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, eh? It's so
can't
beautiful.
believe how light it is.
And
it doesn't
smooth.
Look, yeah.
So Erin is the artist for Riviera Blanche, and she, at her table, she's like, come and touch, come and touch.
Nice.
Because she likes people to come and look at it and touch it.
Right.
Same as my jewelry, it's gemstones, and gemstones have an energy. I had kids, I had 13-year-old boys. I have single gemstones, bought single gemstones. It was so cute to watch. They were just enthralled.
I love that.
So it is accessible. It's accessible for children to come, for people to come with their dogs and strollers and wheelchairs, as well as accessible in terms of purchase.
Right. Before I run out of time, Barbara, I want to mention there's a charitable component to this as well, right?
Yes. Yes. So Serenity Renewal for Families has been part of our little collective shows. We've done auctions, silent auctions for them. They've come and advertised their support system. They support mental health, in particular with addictions. We support them as well. The ovarian cancer, my photo cards, all the proceeds go to ovarian cancer. One of our writers, all her proceeds goes to the Ottawa Food Bank. Another artist has a brain tumor, and she supports
amazing what you guys are doing.
The Brain Tumor Foundation of Canada. So yeah, we've donated our artwork to
Nice. Well, and this is a great opportunity that people will get to meet you. I will remind everybody at the end of the show where and when it's happening, but you saw it there on screen. We'll be right back after this.